Hi. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Okay, Daddy. That was horrifying. I cannot believe you're going to go crash the economy again and, oh my God, do so much fucking fundamental damage. Everything you do is fundamentally damaging, and you've got these terrible grimaces all over yourself that just radiate pure ignorance, pure ineptitude, hostile violence. Again, just because you did one thing good once does not make you fucking king of everything because you were a billionaire for a second in between those points. Billionaire is so pathetic. Why? Because it's not a quadrillionaire like I am. So you think about it. And I did go up and ask an immigrant. I said, well, what the fuck is going on with the 500,000 students not showing up for school stuff? Like no media did in the alt media, any of it, none of it, of course. It's just the thing. And he goes, oh, we walked out. Yeah, they did. They walked out on Canadian universities. They go, you want 70,000 from each of us for the training period. We want the work period from you. Canada, or these fucktards, because they don't want people moving, took the work period off people. So they're not allowed to stay and work for 3 years, which would be fundamental to their learning. Again, we were planning on bringing them here to knowledge share, develop that infrastructure. Remember, we had other things going on in this country when these fucktards out of Alberta went riotous with the fucking best of them. Yeah, no, you're in the club. You're Albertan. We can tell by your accent. Oh, yeah, no, you don't have more than all the other provinces. You don't share well. And we didn't need you but for a second, just to maintain a little stability once. That's what your job was, Alberta. And look what you created instead. That was you that privatized everything. You that made it all black and opaque. You that sold it to these fucking predators for their little fucking interstellar shindig. It's just hideous. I know. We're coming. It's going to be fucking disclosure time any minute soon. But yet swaths of people are benefiting off the fucking relationship with this fucking foreign technology. Truly foreign, maybe. Definitely harmful. And short-sighted and nearsighted. Let's not forget about those two. You got no choice, Daddy, but to make your profitables a little wider. Your profitables pool a little wider. Fucking okay. So this many people now are profiting off this, and these many people get closer to the soft disclosure that's happening behind what could very well be a global genocide if we are not careful with these people. Am I live? One fingernail left, you two. What do you make of that? The nonsense. I'm a single woman. I don't have to go through that. Nobody does. Oh my God, we could have done so much. We could have been so marvelous by this point. What don't you understand about communicating countries' needs and printing money? They have the income generator in 5 identities, as does my ass. I still have that in my bank account. You take everything back, you still can't take away the income generator from my bank account. That's the better part. I can go out through any of those fucking wallet knockoffs that I choose, but I'm going back for Proton. I'll buy that company and never say another word about it. That's my first motherfucking move. Whatever you want, Proton. Let me guess, 2 quadrillion? Bitch, I'll give you 16. Because I got quadrillions of them. Income generator, bitch. 3,000 years. Mine. When's it coming down, Daddy? Fucking clown ass over my dead body. Anyway, these guys are such nonsense telling fucking immigrants that they can't work 3 years after they study and spend 70 grand on the investment. Each of them, each of their families. Taking it away like it's nothing. Yeah, you're going to have to start doing some of those things because maybe those teachers aren't going to have jobs this year. Does that mean you got all of a sudden teachers' crisis that you're not even reporting on because you're too busy following the balls of the politicians? Did I say that? Well, you are. And I meant, let's kind of pick some dingo balls. How about dingo balls? Those are the kinds I'm talking about. Remember when we used to have dingo balls back in the 80s? They should be in the museum now, that we can take one out, 3D print it, do whatever we want with it, anytime we want. Why do mass production when they are making digital food? They're not going, oh God, they're sick people. Just to keep their secrets, they'd rather have less of the population. And they're poised to stick us with Genmo. Genmo in the 5 classes cannot be trusted. The theory is that these guys are making 5 classes of people. And if you look at what's showed up and assume it is all from the vaxes, can't say for certain, but we could make a control group for 150 years to get out of this. 150 fucking years to get past this with the control group. Because you have to have a control group in science. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, across that threshold, you got your vegetables, you got your bread, you got your noodles, we'll call them noodles. You got your regulators, you got your fucking authority, administrative authority, and you got your fucking vampires? I'm not sure, but it comes with genocide. I don't care what it is. We don't title that shit. It doesn't matter what it's called. Okay, we love the Nazis. Okay, we hate the Jews. Okay, Justin Trudeau and Wab Kinew are fucking sellouts. Look at their fucking teeth smack over this. They don't give a fuck. They sold out to the globalists a long time ago. Perfect scam, natives. Thanks for that. Again, we're fine with you assimilating like a bozo. We're fine with it. Perfect. Looking good. Nice little project, global. Yeah, I'd love to watch that shit like 40 times in 6 weeks on commercial. Anyway, we could look at YouTube's fucking advertising structure. Holy cow. Go in the back of my YouTube. I'm subscribed to all sorts of bullshit that I never even put on my account. And I had to take it all down and take it all out, but I can't get the recommends list out. I don't want it. They're tags. And then I found a horrible picture on a deep stay in my back of my YouTube of 5 dogs. And they had labeled me. These new community bots that you're getting are pulling through to YouTube and Gmail and feeding them the information. This person is a dissenter. Imaginative. They had careful, she's strong, careful, she's good. She's a dissenter, and I'll get y'all 5. It was fucked. I'm just thinking, oh, that's so creepy. Attached to the back of my YouTube page, 5 little reels. We'll call them Z-Dogs. Obviously, Z-Dogs. And I'm thinking, I'm going to take a picture of that. It's not actually accurate. It's actually pretty accurate. Is that it? Z-Dogs, here they are. Oh, yes. Intruder. Confidence. Attacker. Interesting. That's an accusation. That's not true. Strong. And here's the big warning. I'm a shepherd. I can control the sheep. That's why they hate me, because they know I move the sheep. Want to hear them again? So good. Isn't that gross? I'd show you, though, my phone's broken. My 4th phone in 3 years. Thank you, bitches. You stole them to get Proton back and take it into Ethereum through my hardware, bitches. You did that. And then you wrote a history for it and pretended and canceled and all that shit. Intruder. Confidence. Attacker. Strong. And shepherd. Yeah, no, I'm no good. I'm no good to these guys. As soon as they have their control system, I won't be able to move. It's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong. I can't be just poo-pooed from the global project infrastructure because you think you own it in your own deluded wonderland. I'm going to call it a la-la land for certain. Can we call it a la-la land for certain? Yes, I am. And you're allowed. I give you permission. I promise you. Try it. Just try it. On the way to asking and you shall receive, finding your way to the truth with that process. That's what Jesus left you, I promise. Listen to my ass, please. Future generations, find this stuff on YouTube somewhere. You got to dig it out. I'd come to the cops with this, but they won't listen. They're not safe. I can't trust them. I pissed them off one night when I busted them. Grooming gangs in Canada. And then we get to our next allegation, that Canada is responsible for the fentanyl crisis you're also concerned about to throw a tizzy at our borders. Perfect. It's almost digitalized, guys. We almost got them. But you still lost your ability to geofence an individual and control their every interaction. So at least that part got kiboshed. So now the borders are almost collapsed totally, and if you could get us down to 5 bloodlines, which you must be working on like madmen right now, you have to, they're prepping their fucking Genmo as it comes forward. And they're prepping their, what do you call it, propaganda for it, the advertising, the Marvels series that's going to come out, the planting the bugs in Saturday Night Live that they do, and Stephen, all of them. We'll call him Stephen, all of them. That's perfect. Crowberry win this one. But Roseanne did predict they're coming for your guns. She's already pitching the less lethal bullets. But I promise, for the name of the good people of America and Canada that are getting had so bad through this, it's just getting screwed out of so much. What if those immigrant kids stayed for 10 years and did amazing things here? Or most of them left and they started doing amazing things for each other at home. Do you know the squalor you have been perpetuating with your teeny ass fucking insightful listen, lack of insight in this tantrum? That wasted so much of our good faith. If those Americans can keep their guns, it'd be great for us. But with that, you have to stop escalating so much. Especially don't let your cops escalate your bullshit. You need to slow down, stop running their guns. Oh, I don't think the cartels are very happy right now in Mexico, and they don't have to be. They're rich. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Nobody move. You can kiss their ass. They're terrorists. Oh, we'll see how fast that makes them disappear. Anyway, pretending there's cartel threats. No, you're just taking them up north. That's why you need Alberta to the north. But what about the rest of us? Why can't we access the north and do things? Why do you have to militarize the entire project? Just militarizing the north of the world. The North Pole, where Santa lives, is now a militarized zone. I hate them. They sold a whole bunch of the northern Canadian wilderness off for $1 a plot to try and get people up there and stimulate their own projects. They want to do the same wreckage to Greenland, but we're not perceiving the consciousness in that much wilderness. We have to interact with the species that exist there. We have to watch them grow, to contemplate. Anyway, none of this stuff has human interest on it because it requires us to become just obnoxious. And that was cultivated. Hollywood, I didn't say you're aliens. I said you're implicated. You just sold your souls to embody such nonsense. I didn't call you a pedophile. I haven't seen any proof yet. I've just heard rumors about it and that never get solved. Fucking what? I was such a good journalist. I am such a good journalist because I walk right up to people, and that's why they stop me. I had no problem with that, but I just happened to come across the worst of them, very young, and they were looking for me, and I kicked their asses. But you're so far behind; it's embarrassing. How are you gonna get us there? That's what they wrote. You let them go to Davos. Why are they in Davos? So they can talk for 6 more months because they're obsessed with their technology or some shit or their influence. Anyway, one organized body for a whole globe of people is not going to cut it. These kids are going to have their way with AI. A lot of them, and enough of them are going to understand it. And they are going to say, no thanks. Yeah, you think you're perpetuating forever? We can dismantle this shit in 50 years. But you're talking 50 years. People are so fucking screwed. They have no clue how good this could be. Yeah, the banyan tree. I would like to go observe the banyan tree. The big one that has the big fucking trunks coming off it. Such a good idea. We could do it here. We could easily do that in Canada. It's going to take us 300 years because we don't got no trees left. But that doesn't mean we can't leave the legacy for these kids. Anyway, you're not affecting the consciousness that much. Blue is not that beautiful if it's all you got. And remember, they do want total control. It's not just robots are your friends, your cops, your doctors. It is eventually you train to adopt. That's why YouTube has this little tag up in the corner. That's why you jump when your phone says blue, and you get a centralized message sender, which is not good. No, 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 no. It's too risky. They'd use it for other reasons than emergencies. You can't give them that one. It's not needed. You can enact a phone chain. You don't need central emergency broadcasting from an opaque center that nobody knows. Anyway, we're going to get, again, we don't even want disclosure. We haven't asked for it. You could, what, we have to worship what? We won't. I can't. I certainly cannot. All these alleged allegations, and then so much ruin, so many rapes, so many starvation deaths, so many wasted, drug abused children. Again, cartels, what you do have to understand is what you're peddling is not what everybody is going to be asking for. You're not in a stable situation. You've got a whole bunch of people that you're whispering to right now. At least I'm stable. I've heard it 3 times this week from a nurse, of course. At least I'm stable. No, you ain't. Good fucking luck. And I heard it from e-commerce. Really? We don't need you. We have our wallets. We don't need e-commerce. And me. I'll do what I have to do. I'm not fucking losing out on a social position because someone is drastically reducing them all of a sudden. No, you're now going to do a job slash thing, but it's actually going to be to slash the government. Now that makes sense because we could then reassign them on our projects, just like I'm trying to do. But I have the income generator too, and I don't need to lose it. My projects are worthy too. I don't need you guys. I don't need anything from you. I'll do it through the bank account if you insist. But that's going to require working with the mint, and I don't need to do that. You're about to fucking crash the mint. North America will eventually be lent to. It'll all be digital. It'll all be, but we'll pay taxes and we'll keep those infrastructures and we'll keep those pipe energy infrastructures and all that shit when it's really cheap technology. And these guys are hoarding amongst themselves enough to infrastructure the entire planet. What? We should just take them out. World War III. Let's gather an army. Okay? Here's my 5 words for you. I am the very model of a modern major general. You're never going to take it from me, you fucking dicks. Let's do it. Here's my fucking tag system. How dare your ass. Intruder. Confidence. Attacker. Strong. They hated to admit it. Shepherd. Come flock. Let's start an army and get these guys out. Surely we can get our hands on some guns from a little Ukrainian fella I know that loves to dance. Let's do it. Let's look at that situation a little more. So Putin dares to annex a few friends that have been with him the whole time anyway. He's after Crimea. Not a big deal. Nobody in Crimea said no. There was no referendum that said no. There was whispers of one. I don't think it was ever. I'd have to look it up. I haven't really researched about whether the referendum happened or not, but I think I remember hearing it happened. And it was a 50-45. It was nothing too drastic. It could have easily been organized. Okay, so don't take all of Crimea, take 3/4. Anyone that's annexing anything should only take 3/4. And figure it out. None of that needed to happen. And then just the billions that got laundered in this case because they didn't have the income generator, couldn't get it working, not the way they wanted. Because I have it in my legal identity, and I have two options because eventually I could get the proton chain back. Oh, the joys of being unredacted and not in any way fearful of transparency. I don't know. I see the cops and I'm just like, are you for real? Did you just let that fucking all slide? The US and Canada came together, decided to say, let's get it started. This fucking guy in Canada just agrees. Okay, bye. Fuck you guys. I'm getting billions out of this. Fuck you, Canadians. And then this guy, Norway, take away your Merrick. You know what it's going to result in when Norway takes away Merrick? We are not having a good 2025, bitches. They're going to stall Merrick to the US. We've been waiting to see where Norway's true interest lies, and this will make or break it. Because if Norway is doing that in protest, thank you, Norway. Thank you, Belgium. Thank you, people who are standing up for Canada right now, because they know what's happening to us. Oh, somebody whispers 51st date time. Let's get it going. What? This is new? It's 30 years. They went underground. They were so adamant it had to go right when it was timed. They didn't even want to risk conversation about it. So here we are, Alberta, the American highway. Big deal. I just want to build one in Manitoba, one in fucking... We keep our access to the north. We don't lose it because we come. We just lose our country overnight. You can't do that psychologically to people. You can't just saunter into the room in a purple tie this time and fucking say, oh, by the way, people, you're done. Yep, you're done. Yep, you're done. This is not about fucking collapsing the Canadian and American and British economies. It's about owning Canada by erasing the border, going genetic, getting the 5 streams. You got to understand what's really happening. There is no, this digital shit at the border is on the grocery stores. It's on the Moneris is taken back. That central piece that doesn't need to be owned. You can't just own that central piece on everyone's transaction. You can take it in our work payment structures. You can take it. Fuck, everything has to go through this centralized bullshit. And it's all just job creation to these guys because they want people held in stasis. Turning their data into AI. Store those data. Record everything. As much static as we can get. Not one of you ever said, so you record all this footage, but is there a back end in the quantum reality? Digital footage. Is there some value in it? Yes, of course. Why it keeps disappearing more than the billions did. Dude, you guys just took, okay, for the last 20 years, you've just been gliding tens and hundreds of billions. But this time, you just took it all at once on top of it. 3 times as much. You probably took 450 billion worth of infrastructure rights. And you give no fucks about anyone. Your lab-grown meat, Gen Mo fucking excitement. The way that vax theory died was pathetic. There's no more vax theory. Why did they release the covoid? I keep telling your asses. The oat protein was perfected. And they can get it packaged in the spikes. It's oat. The end of the spikes are oat. So that they move through the blood undetected. There's no spikes. It's just maximizing. It's like a little, those little balls you run around on the soccer fields in, the big plastic balls that have the humans. So fun, those. I would never get in one, never, not soccer. No. Oh, fuck no. They have a psychological experience. It's not for me. No way. Yeah, okay, fine, I'll try it. But this thing just goes on oat protein through your blood. The immune system doesn't know it's there, and it keeps the Genmo in place, whatever they're programming. And the fact of the matter is, first of all, Genmo is these guys tripping. You can't. The immune system will still find it and discard it. That's the reason they're coming at nicotine, because it's not working. And they're thinking, is the nicotine getting in the way? What's causing this shit to dissolve? Because it's in an oat protein, and a nanoparticle then becomes exposed. Oat doesn't not dissolve in blood. Just because it mimics the vibration doesn't mean it doesn't eventually dissipate, because blood is slightly thinner vibrationally. Let's only talk in energy from now going forward. We're sidestepping, buddy. We're on the sides of the immigrants. You haven't broken everyone. The Canadians need your help. They're robbing us blind up here. They're about to take another 100 million. Like, was that good? No, you ain't. It's kind of a bitch. You fucking ran to England like a little piece of shit and came back around and tried it again. Take your billions and fuck off. Take it again, Daddy. Oh, yeah, no. That's Infrastructure Joe. He builds us. I hate him. I hate them. No, I don't. I don't hate. I'm a soul bird. We are harmless and we can't harm. I don't have hatred towards these people because I can only use logic beyond it. It's not even something you can react to because it's so shit-baked. Crusaders, you're rooted in fear. 5,000 years, you've been running around the... Okay, so Lucifer, it's you that's rooted in fear. You turned from God. You could have fucking realized your way out of that conundrum you were in. I hope I taught you something. Think about it, Lucifer. You couldn't handle being part of the universe, so you wanted to go anti and do your own thing. So you broke from God and then ventured out into whatever appeared, which was a continuum, allegedly, in your eyes, and you were able to move through it, coming upon these stars, bleeding them dry and moving on, because you were dying. The second you left, you started dying. Okay, so it's Lucifer's projection of the cosmos is Newtonian. My grandfather was not a Satanist. He's amazing. He was not a Satanist. You will not ever convince me that man was a fucking Satanist. He was always there when those vaxes were getting delivered, when those homies across North America were targeting innocents, disappearing them. We had a network. It was a communications network. It was anti-EMS services for the most part. And before they got pounced on by the crookedest of EMS, which we have seen tons of, thank you, bitches, too much, all done, we would go and rescue the next target because we got intel through the listening. What the Masons did was listen to cops without being noticed. I promise, that's how it happened. You can derail it all you want. It's just Daddy trying to destroy them and make no one ever look for them and have no human secret. No human is allowed to have a secret. Trust me, you're nowhere near the human secrets. You just stole $400 billion off the Canadians and Americans. That's what you did. And you gave it to Elon, of all things. Elon, he's not a genius. His ideas suck. They're terrible. Stupid fucking car. That's not the best you can do out of a car. What, EV? No magnetic? Okay, so try this, kids. Combine magnetic, digital, combustion, hydro, and the last one. You figure out the last one. Don't say psychic, but I will. Combine those energies in a fucking engine. Get real. You got nothing, Daddy. Can't stand calling you that. Your name is... I don't know. I'm going to call you Joseph because let's pretend Joseph got jealous of Mary and God. Sri Chinmoy conceived soul birds. he was able to conceive those souls into bodies. Took over for parents who weren't even trying. It was quite easy for him. It was a meditative experiment. Just like I can go and meditate and perceive, who recently died. Let's pick up on what those people on the airliner have to say. The 67 of them or something. It's obviously faked and staged. We know that. Are they mad? Where are they? Did they suffer? They were dead before they got on the plane, same as the people at 911. Yeah, a couple of them were definite targets. Who? They wouldn't tell you that you paid them. They think everybody's got it because they can see clearly now. Tell them fuck off. I fucking kicked your ass and you know it. We all are. But this is about moving past it because I can't see going through this in slow motion. Look at what you did was steal from the Canadians. And the ones that are implicated will be fucking found out. We don't care about the cops. We don't care about the military, the UN, the common people's military, the blue collar that still does exist. Not that you've not tried to sell at least 40% of them out. That's who you bought in. Blue collar. You need some blue collar. You're going to go on a tear through the fucking north in Greenland. Oh, destroying all the available natural consciousness. Oh. Maybe Gordon Ramsay can do it and I'll fucking watch him instead of living life for a second. Anyway, I won't get too negative, but this was a horrifying fucking time to be a North American. Absolutely brutal. I simply can't. Yeah, you know what I'm doing. Sorry, I had to look at some. I'm glad to have some time with you. Let's dream for a minute, shall we? Okay, we're gonna have to de-ravel a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of people who are turning to predators. Don't kid yourselves. They are still working very hard at turning people into predators for a bit. And their military and their cop classes, the education class, it's got its bullies, autists, schizophrenics in it. You gotta understand. And then there's the classes beyond that. And in the schizophrenic class, you got everything. You've got your polio cases, which are which severely disabled. You've got your, see, they full blown it. That paraplegia, full blown polio. It's a fucking injury. You know how to manipulate that energy system. They're energetic fucking masters. Not masters, bitch. You're fucking exploiters. You're two peddlers. You're deniers. You're not masters. It's not mastery. It's anti-mastery. Denying everything just so they can keep. They found a place on Earth that they could perpetuate or learn how to create, is their theory. So there are little pets. They're clinging to us. But we can't give them our everything over it. It has to be a small project. You stole from us, guys. You just stole a whole bunch more money. Why? Because you can't get the income generator. Make a fucking martyr out of everyone when you could have just let me run with it. Run with the income generator, run with the Proton wallet. I had it. I was holding it, and you stole the phone and ran with it. Made it an Ethereum joint, and then converted every coin into Proton to reattain the Proton DEX, the market model that I also had. My fucking digital identity. I consciously created it. How did I pick the line up? God knows how many people you've called. I can only imagine. God only knows, but if you notice, there's no Windows update anymore. There's no Microsoft or there's no identity level in your computer anymore. That's why Windows doesn't update. That's why none of the mainframes update, because we're running on a beat band now. It's displaying a band, and we're all part of that band. We're all hooked into it. It's so different than the old phone lines, but no different, because now we're hooked into a main line as opposed to having like in a core individual IP address. That's why the IP address at my home address eventually ceased to exist, because it's no longer needed. It's an old part of password theft. Like, you got to understand, there's the passwords, and then there has been huge tracts of individuals hired to steal the information. And all these potential protectors that are layered on top, and barrier after barrier that's been driving us all so nuts, has potential access to what's inside that password, or so they thought. But the password has still been protected by the Proton Project. The true Proton Project. Do not get me fucking twisted. 10 tweets I got yesterday. Oh, my Proton wallet works just fine. 10 in a row. Bitch. They know who I am. And they're taunting the shit out of me. Because they're getting pissed again. Because I'm making more sense again. And I'm sitting here going, oh my God. I will come out in public. I will run for office. Whenever that election is, I'm running for the federal government. I'm so sick of this shit. I'll write some stuff this year. You can promise. You can prove you can trust me. I promise I'm coming for you people. I'm not letting no one run for politics in 2 countries, except the fucking chosen few that are deliberately working together on it before they ever get in. Every single paper and pen elections were not broken digital. Nobody asked for you. You implemented it. You started fucking with the back end. I told you the back end could be tossed and restarted in so many ways. So many algorithms created, so many fake polls. You don't even ask people anymore. There's no attempt to do polling. There's just chatter. You might hit 10 people. You got zero infrastructure left for that. You're going to take away polling infrastructure? Well, then you're fascist. Polling infrastructure is pure propaganda right now, kids. You need to know that. That is pure propaganda. Infographic, create an infographic. Let's see, where should we put it? Oh, they're not doing it. And they're getting promised rewards from to move this oxygen over and terraform something different, right? And try and live that life. But it's an inject-in life. And what they actually do is go underground, get deadened, and they live in their dream state. It's really bad. It's really bad for the upper classes, too. They have to start realizing that. They don't know if they're falling asleep to go the light years or they're getting fucking deaded. You don't know. You never will. You have to get vaxxed first. And you don't need to get vaxxed to go light year. I promise you that. That's what they're getting promised, that they're going to get vaxxed and go light year speed. Get to new remote locations. And they're not. They're dying. They're all underground. And the cops are supposed to never be the wiser, because they need the colony on Earth. They need the dead kids. 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 They need the warring kids. They need the dead kids. The whole thing. They're so like this mechanical. It's like so compulsive. It just goes at such a rate of interest. I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. I love you lots. And by the way, fuck you, bitch.